I have finally reached the base camp for Challenger. Man, it was a pretty serious hike up here. I'm kind of nervous because tomorrow's my first class 3 and I don't want to die. But hey, at least I'm somewhere beautiful. I'm glad to finally be at camp. I got to my campsite pretty late, so I'm getting kind of nervous because I'm like, okay, class 3 after that much work, and then you have to do the class 3, and then someone's died there, and I'm like, okay, I can always turn back if my dog can't handle it. What I am carrying is my ice axe, and I'm sure some of you guys are wondering, is there going to be ice up there? What I'll tell you is, I don't care, because this is my cane and it's sharp, and then this is what can save my life, because when I walk with this thing, say that I have this thing around my wrist. I have it wrapped around, and then I go through, and then I'm going to go through again, and then I have it. And I'm walking with it like a cane. And I start to fall down, I can dig this into the ground and stop myself from falling. And this thing is super sharp. And so I thought about it, and I have too much to live for me to risk my life.
Seems I've become one of them ice axe evangelists. I'm running around to all these youngsters with trekking poles, and I'm saying, excuse me, sir, could I please talk to you about the power of an ice axe? Your trekking pole, you can't stop yourself from falling off a cliff.
Yeah, I feel like
Back in the day, people didn't use trekking poles to mountaineer. Nowadays, all these kiddos running around with their trekking poles. The real mountaineers see that and they go, well, sure, I might cut the mesh on my jacket. I don't care, because at least I can save myself from falling off a cliff.
oh my gosh. This is not good when you're about to be declared incompetent, right? I'm gonna be okay tomorrow. I'm just gonna be aware of the dog, but I think the dog's gonna be fine because she's not gonna be slipping. It's day 2 at Challenger. I put on my helmet right away because I figured it's just better safe than sorry. And I'm pretty excited. It's looking awesome. There might be clouds up there, so we might be on top of the clouds when we get up there. Let's go do this. This trail's been really nice, except for the beginning. The beginning is steep. You have to get here. This is not a beginner trail, I promise. This is harder than Harvard. I thought I was gonna climb that side. It turns out there's a Karen. I think that's Kit Carson, and then Challenger's the other one. Well, this section doesn't look super steep, but I figure it's time to get the ice axe out and get some practice, so I'm gonna start carrying it anytime it's super steep. See, this stuff here is super easy to cross, but if you accidentally screw up on this rock, which is very easy to cross, but there's a lot of things like this, you might need this, because falling down there, I feel like I'd rather just not fall at all. And if I have an ice axe, maybe I'll save myself. I don't know, I'm still trying to talk myself into using this thing all the time because I don't like things in my hands. I like to be able to crawl. Well, it looks like everything's getting a little wet, probably because the snow melt. I don't like going across wet rocks, but these rocks seem a lot better at this mountain than other mountains. Glad I have this. Sketchy. That doesn't look like the path, but I don't see any Karens up there. I see a Karen there. That leads me to snow. I don't know what to do. Well, the Karen led me somewhere that looks less sketchy, I guess. Dude, this ice axe, I can't believe how nice it is, because I was crawling around across this muddy area, was starting to slide, dug it in. First time I ever dug it in, I was like, yeah, it's just like having a hand. Then you're rock climbing, you're like, oh no, I can't use my hands. Doesn't matter, this thing will grip the rock. You don't even have to use your hands, or use your right hand. I have now reached the ridge of Challenger. It is way down there. I think I gotta go up there. Is that someone on the summit? I can't tell. There's something that looks like a cairn up there. My dog's up there. There's another way that looks more like a path. feel like I should just follow the cairn, even though the cairn looks sketchier. Well, that looks a little sketchy. I'm ready for it. I wouldn't quite call this exposure, but you don't want to make a mistake on this summit pitch. I'm on the summit of Challenger. So is Abby. This is a 2D dogs can do, but man, it's a lot of falling rocks. I've got to go over that one. This traverse is a class 3. So we'll see what happens. I like how the wind picked up just before I have to cross through this part. Jesus. Well, that's where I came from. Challenger Peak back there. This has been pretty tough to find the trail. I don't see any cairns down here, but I have pictures that tell me that I was supposed to go down here and go up, and other people aren't going down, but I think it's working out. I'm not too disappointed that I'm not on top of that mountain right now. Yeah, this is definitely why I'm wearing a helmet. Some of these rocks are kind of sketch. I think I'm almost to the other mountain, and that's where the scary class 3 section is. We'll see what happens. My legs are still there, so keeping my fingers crossed. Abby and I have made it through the sketchy rock section, which is, it was psychologically difficult for me because of what happened in Death Trap Basin, and because there are no cairns. I'm heading right there, so I've made it through the really heavy rocks, and now I'm onto the lighter rocks. So I think I'm okay with the line I took on this trail, even though it would have been nice to be following cairns. Well, Abby and I made it to the end of the talus field. Now we're into the section where people die if you're not careful. So I'm gonna be careful. Let's go do this. Well, I didn't expect the first part to be so steep. Gotta go up that. I think it's gonna be okay. Danger, loose rocks and cliff. Many have died. Yeah, don't want to go that way. This guy told me psychologically, this mountain is so freaking hard. It is, because after you go through that talus field, you're sitting there going, I have to go back through there. You're like, what if the weather changes? It's not. It looks fine. I'm in a cloud. I'm in a cloud. There's nothing scary about being in a cloud. Is there?
Hey, have fun.
Thanks. Well, I've reached the avenue. It's class 3. It doesn't look scary yet. I think I need to just do it. I'm nearing the summit of my first class 3. That's what I just went up. The summit looks harder on this side. I feel like I should have gone the other side, but it's okay. Before I do this, I just wanted to tell my secret crush. I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy. Wait, that's from Dumb and Dumber. I forgot I'm not an Aspen now. I forgot to put that line on my last video. All right, I'm gonna go finish this. I've made it to the top of the avenue. That's all I have left. So, this is a hard one. I've made it on top of Cape Carson. We are here. It looks pretty cool up here. Doesn't mean I want to hang out. I want to get back because the weather might change. If I'm going to take a break, I want to take a break in the talus field. So yeah, first class 3 14er. It's not a normal class 3 14er because you have to do class 2D first. And that too, man, it's harder than the class 3. That's really my opinion. But that's because my legs have that much endurance. If your legs aren't there, yeah, I wouldn't even think about trying to do Cape Carson. Well, my opinion on going down the avenue is, it's not the worst thing I've ever gone down, but it's definitely not easy. Like, you have to really pick your steps. Quick advice on the ice axe. So when I walk with it like this, so that if I fall, it's not going to stab me, because this part's sharp. But if I fall, I want to be able to dig this part in. What's nice about it is, compared to trekking poles, I have one hand free. So I'm rock climbing with my left hand this whole way going down this part because it's steep. This is class 3. And then with my right hand, I'm using this to balance myself. Generally, I'm not having to use my left hand, but when I need to stabilize myself, I'm using my left hand. And then if I start to fall, I just dig this in and I'm good. Okay, this is critical. There are these cairns here. I can keep going down, that's what the path says. But I also see cairns up there, I think. And so I'm gonna go up and check it out at least, because I think I have to go through that. And if I went down there, man, I would regret it. I just got to the end of the second to last awful hill. The last awful hill is that one. And then summit. So I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna take a break in a second. This is where I was planning on taking a break because it's not as scary. It's like kind of between two mountains, but I feel like I should just climb it, get it over with. I think I'm going to. Look at those clouds. They're going up where I was. Can't believe what that looks like. 14er number 3 of the day. That's where I came from. Hi. I'm on top of Challenger again. I don't know how to get down. That's my big issue here. I really don't. I gotta find the trail. I thought I was gonna be like less scared once I got up here. I was like, I wanna get up the top. No worries. Now I'm sitting here going, all right, gotta find the trail in a cloud of smoke. And that is not it. See, the moment I find a trail, I'm gonna stop being stressed. But until I find the trail, I'm like wondering, do I need to go up there? Like, didn't I come up the other side? Like, am I gonna be in trouble going this way? I see trekking pole marks. I mean, people have gone this way, but if there's anything I know is that people will mess up. This looks like a trail. I don't see any cairns, but I think that we're in a lot better shape now that we found this spot. I see a cairn way down there, which means I'm on my way home. I'm excited. Well, this is almost exposure. Gotta stay close to the edge. So what I've realized has happened is that the last time I thought I was on Challenger when I wasn't, so I was following instructions not for the traverse, but for me not having a clue what I was doing. And there is a path. So the path I took on this traverse was a lot harder. I'm pretty happy that I'm on an actual trail on the way back. I didn't even summit Challenger on the way there. I went around Challenger Summit and then I got it on the way back. So at least I got it. It's pretty freaking hard to follow this trail. I don't know if I need to go up and summit this. I'm pretty sure where I came from was over there. I think I'm just gonna do what I did when I came down and just follow this area and see what happens, see if I can find a trail again. This is getting stressful because I can't find the trail and I think I'm okay. I don't know. I think I need to just keep going, keep my fingers crossed. Got a little mixed up and the dog and I had to do a difficult class 3 move. Maybe class 4, probably 3. Wasn't that bad. Dog's crying. Let's see what happens when I go across, if she can make it. Well, what happened is I didn't climb up that mountain. Instead, I had to do this wall thing sideways, which wasn't that bad. But now I found a cairn, found the path. Got to go down a super steep little gully, and I'm back and I can go chill. Yes! Way down is pretty freaking steep. Thing is, what I just went down was way worse. Freaking steep as hell. Almost down. Just gotta figure out how to go down these rocks. I'll be fine. I'm just sliding on my butt basically half the time. Well, I took that way. According to the cairn, I should have gone the snow side. I don't know. I think it was fine either way. I just had to slide down on my butt. It was kind of scary. I ended up having to glissade down the ice again. Got a little hurt. Not a big deal. Probably shouldn't have done it, but I really didn't want to have to go down this section. I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm glad it's over now. the secret to this trail, in my opinion, is going off trail. Like the trail's right there. I don't think that's very easy to go down. This stuff, grass, anything that has roots is easy to walk on. So, I mean, because it makes the dirt not slippery. So I'm just saying that's what I would recommend doing if you do this trail. I don't think you should do it unless you're like very, 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 very experienced. You guys coming up to see me? I saw your poop. This mountain goat really doesn't care about my dog. There's a whole herd of them. Apparently they've been hanging out at our camp all morning. This trail has taught me a lot. One thing it taught me is that you can be prepared with the pictures and you can know what you're doing and you can be extra careful with your helmet and your ice axe. And next thing you know, you're off trail and you have to depend on the fact that you have like been off trail before. And I've been off trail so much, and like I didn't get scared when I went down to Death Trap Lake because I've done it before, but I got scared for my dog. And then I started to get scared in general because I do understand that I do have limitations. But even, and so that experience made me want to plan. I planned what happened. I ended up off trail again and I did the traverse off trail. And I also returned on trail because I knew like where the trail was, because I got back on the trail, I finished Kit Carson, and then I came back. And when I came back, I stayed on the trail. And what I learned is the trail is where you can get hurt, and that's nothing. That happened on not a 14er. That happened on a regular hiking trail. This was very recent. This was today. Like this was probably 2 days ago. This is today. All I'm saying is you can get hurt anywhere. I got hurt because I decided to go say down a snow hill that was very steep, and I thought I was going to slow myself down. I didn't. So what I've learned is if you're really going down snow like that, that is untested, especially, then what you need to do is self-arrest, and you need to stop yourself. And all I'm saying is that I'm glad I had an ice axe. This trail, it gave me confidence, but it also, because I now know that class 3 is easier than Harvard class 2, like the rock climbing move, but I think it's more like because you're exhausted by the time you get there, especially if you're off trail. And because this trail finding is so hard, and coming back, it says it's 2 plus or whatever. Coming back is awful. Like coming down Challenger is hard. And I was grateful to have that ice axe, and I went super slow, probably because of that ice axe. Because when you have an ice axe, you can really lean on it. And I feel like when you are looking at 14ers and you really want to know if you want to do them, now that like I've talked to a guy who told me that for him the hardest hike he's done is Harvard and Columbia, and he's talked to another guy who thinks that Harvard's the hardest mountain out here, and it's like, this? Are you kidding me? Like, the approach matters. The approach was hard, and Chavano has a hard approach too. Harvard doesn't have as hard of an approach, and so with a trail like this, you can wear out your legs, and that's why I'm saying like this one is a lot harder than Harvard. But Harvard is scarier for like one moment where you can kill your dog because you're like, oh no, I have to leave my dog on the summit. Next thing you know, the dog follows someone on a traverse, doesn't follow them on the full traverse. I am a firm believer in being careful, and even when you're careful, you can end up off trail in a bad situation. And that's kind of what I did, but I didn't get hurt in the bad situation because I was careful. I kept my cool. I knew that I had endurance. Like I knew there was no way this mountain was gonna beat me. And and that's the thing. I feel like some people, they let the mountain beat them in their head, and I didn't let it beat me in my head. And that was the key to it. But like, if you think that you can come to this mountain and you're not gonna let it beat you in your head, I don't think you understand. Like, this mountain is that steep. Like when it says it's 2 plus, I don't think you understand. Challenger is that much harder than Kit Carson. Like it's that hard. But you have to do Challenger to get to Kit Carson. That's why Kit Carson is actually very, 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 very hard from an athletics perspective. All right, I'm gonna pack my stuff. There are mountain goats everywhere. Very excited about that. I have never camped with mountain goats. It's kind of hard to leave this waterfall river area, but I don't have enough food. So I gotta go home. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next mountain.